On February 9th of 2015, a new manga was put to page, with a new kind of story never before seen that marked the coming of a new age.
Horikoshi, I just wanted to take a minute to let you know how much your manga, your anime, your stories mean to me.
My Hero Academia for me has been a support. Not only has it given me an escape from reality, but it's given me hope in a lot of bad times.
Horikoshi has been writing a story that I and many others have found to be a blessing and just helpful and something that caused them joy and peace of mind, and it caused them to think.
With callbacks to familiar paths previously written, Horikoshi begins his epic tale. A mash of different cultural ideas, Japanese and American, and a colorful cast unable to fail.
And I was really surprised to find how heartfelt so many of the characters were.
The beauty of My Hero is not really that it's just a really good story or the characters are fun, but it's something that really does inspire you to be better than who you are, be better than who you were yesterday, just improve. I know that it's done that for me, at least.
Horikoshi created a story about many different characters that people can call tropes all they want, but he made them more than that. He made them who many of us are in reality.
With a main character so pure with a bright, hopeful smile that home readers of most could relate. A simple dream and premise in the world of the fantastical, with new characters to look up to and chase.
I mean, the main character, Deku, he's made to be likable, to be relatable, somebody you can root for, but I just remember when I decided to check out the show for the first time, which was a complete fluke, just an impulse. I didn't think it would be much, but I ended up getting sucked in. I couldn't help but get so attached, so tied to this character, because, well, it really did feel like he was just like me. I mean, another messy-haired middle school boy with no friends, passing suicidal thoughts, and quite a few broken arms and fingers. I've been a rambunctious little kid.
Izuku Midoriya, the child with a dream that has to work past his weaknesses and breaks, using his intellect, creating brilliant strategies to prove that he has what it takes.
He shows the main character as someone who, any of us who have ever been feeling that they weren't good enough for something, that they couldn't do something, that there was just an obstacle they could not beat, that if you pushed through and tested your limits without breaking them, that you would come out better than you started.
Because of course, Midoriya is built to be the the one you want to identify with, of course. And he is all about, doing better, doing your best, and never giving up on your dreams. But a lot of the other characters had their own messages, too.
And so, because of all of that, I got really attached to the character, the show, the whole story, and it started feeling like that was the ideal version of myself, the version of myself that I wanted to be.
Katsuki Bakugo, the redeemable bully that learns talent is not all there is as he presumes, the one who works the hardest, driven to succeed, to become a hero, not the villain as he is assumed.
We learn of Bakugo, the childhood best friend. We all have someone like Bakugo, someone who we either aspire to be as good at something as them, or we feel that we need to push past them. It doesn't need to be a person. It doesn't even need to be someone who's close to you, or that even knows that you exist.
Toshinori Yagi, though most know him as All Might, from whom the entire story threads to, against the wickedness of All for One, in an epic generational fight, becomes the mentor to young Izuku.
I mean, I just remember hearing about All Might and learning more about who he was, that hit me really deeply. Because he's someone that's at the top. He's the best of the best. But yet he's not perfect, and he's not expected to be perfect, at least in the eyes of the people that truly know him.
But we all have that person in our lives. We've got many other people. There's different kinds of mentors portrayed. There's different kinds of villains portrayed. And all of them are so relatable to our lives as they are today.
I hadn't gotten into the show for a long time, even though people had told me again and again how good it was. And it wasn't until watching All Might tell Midoriya how proud he was of going to save Bakugo. I remember I saw that clip and it was like, this is it. This is the show.
Colorful characters, long-standing arcs from which everyone derives their most loved. The mysterious villains, broken families with broken hearts, it seemed My Hero Academia was ever beloved.
You know, you have the main character, and you have the good guys, and of course they give you messages of, to live by. But even characters that you wouldn't expect, like the villains, you have this idea that even if you feel like the outcast, if you feel like there's no one out there that would like you for you, there are still people that will understand you, that will empathize with you, and will want to support you. Obviously not quite going about it the way those characters would, but the concept is there.
And with all the different characters and their different personalities in the show, it seems like there's at least one person that everybody can cling on to and think, yes, that's what I want to shoot for. And that's really what the whole story is about. It's trying to become something more than what you are now.
A mix of Western comics and Japanese manga, Horikoshi did spin his plot, but between All Might and Deku, Shigaraki and Aizawa, it seems we all have forgot.
And that is a true tragedy.
See, I always thought this series was great, despite its imperfections. But now, all I see is malice, spreading from Twitter, vile hate, and social media calling for rejections.
Just because some people are too blind or too engrossed in their own agendas.
Regardless of the validity behind the controversy, what it's based on, all of that, I think in the end it doesn't matter, because even if somehow Horikoshi made My Hero as some way to influence the minds of impressionable people, he's only done it really in a positive way.
Do you have the right to call out your displeasure? Of course, I'm not speaking against criticism. But I am referring to the bullying of labeling a creator and the hypocrisy of the stones that are thrown at him.
If you don't want to encourage someone to do something that you don't like, then don't buy it. Don't watch it. Don't look at it.
So worst case scenario, even if all of the controversy is true and it's not, it's really not, I don't believe it for a second, it's just some weird sort of numerology shit. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have cursed. some weird numerology stuff. Even if it's true, in that worst case scenario, it still made the world a better place. And for that alone, we should be supporting it.
All I ask is you think about your words on the anonymous sphere and how they can hurt the ones who create. Try to build up instead of tearing down. Add something more to what's here instead of destroying something with hate.
And so I don't want to see the destruction of something that I really, truly love.
Horikoshi, in the midst of the hate mob and the death threats, of which I have no understanding or comparison, I want to thank you, Horikoshi-sensei. Arigatou gozaimasu, for gifting us with your wonderful creation.
You don't have to bow down to them. You don't have to respond to them. And honestly, I give you so much respect.
I want to defend this story since it's something I care so much about. And I mean, it's all just about the message that you can. So, the last thing I want to do is have people tell Horikoshi or anybody who supports my hero that they can't.
Beyond being an anime series and a manga with wonderful characters and animation, because of your story, because of this manga, you have sparked inspiration into an entire generation for those who find themselves aligned with characters and stories that drive into a conflict that spits on surmises, giving us expected and unexpected surprises that then become the ties that bind us into your story. Now I'm speaking personally. This story has comforted me. It was my solace in my depression, supported and encouraged me. It was my hero in the face of my anxiety.
And it also is about pushing yourself, which is something, I at least know for me, if not for a lot of other people, can be a really scary thing to do.
Something that's really helped me push myself in just about every aspect of my own life.
It was a very difficult time for me, and I was so just ready to give up. I was going to give up on a lot of things that meant so much to me. And this series kind of taught me not to.
Even now, when I face adversity and setbacks in the midst of my professions, I can hold my head high, continue to push despite the slips, and smile through every tribulation.
To actually pick yourself up in those hard times and push yourself, it's hard. It can feel impossible at times. But that's what the whole message of Plus Ultra means. It's when it seems like you can't, you try again. And the idea that you can reach your dreams and still have those low points and that's okay, I remember being a really impactful thing for me.
It reminds me of my naive idealism from back when I was younger, wanting with everything in me to succeed, the drive and confidence, the unbridled hunger, everything the me of today happened to need. I was the kind of person who had ideas, but never shared them, because I didn't think it was possible. But watching Izuku go beyond Plus Ultra, even when it scared him, gave me the confidence to do the impossible. And not just me, an entire generation of dreamers, schemers, and the like have taken inspiration from your creation, from Izuku, Bakugo, and All Might.
In fact, we're literally working on a musical right now that mashes up your work with Hamilton, and I can't wait for you to see it someday, hopefully.
But I hope that hearing this sort of thing will help Horikoshi to learn the same thing that he taught me. Don't give up. If you believe in something, push towards it. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your peers. Observe your surroundings and those you surround yourself with. And see just how beautiful you can make the world.
He's brought together so many different people from so many different places in life and created something that they can all identify with and that they can all bond over. That is a very powerful thing to do.
I'll continue watching this because this got me through such a hard time in my life. This series.
My Hero Academia, to me, is more than just a story with simplistic yet wonderful characters. It's about achieving something greater, a purpose beyond personal glory, to change this entire world for the better.
And yeah, I feel like I'm rambling, but there's just so much to this show, so much that gives it heart.
And such a time to have this! What a better story in this era than one that gives hope to everyone. One that says no matter your ability or lack of power, you can still be a hero to someone.
Because at the end of the day, that's what this show is. It's about hope. It's hope that you can achieve those dreams. It's hope that you can live up to the expectations of people around you. It's hope that when you feel like there's nothing left, that there is something or someone out there that can change that for you. Or that you can change it in yourself. That you can be your own hero to rescue yourself in those dark times.
Because the only way we're gonna make a better world is if we tell ourselves that we can.
Thank you very much, Horikoshi, as it gives everyone who watches it so much hope. Thank you.
For listening to the fans, communicating with us, keeping in touch along each step, continuing the course in each chapter and book, reminding us you're also a fan yourself.
I just can't stop thanking Horikoshi from the bottom of my heart for what he's created and what he's done.
But please don't stop. Please don't let this get you down. We support you holistically, and we can't wait to see the rest of your series. Thank you so much.
And to you, good sir, I say thank you. You are the hero that a lot of us were looking for.
We support you, Horikoshi, and your creation of My Hero Academia. Continue to write on. Inspire this generation. Go beyond. Plus ultra. Arigato, sensei.